Hello friends, welcome to my channel Learn English with Sushila. My 32nd video is Ways to Improve Your English Fluency. I made this video to help you learn how to speak English fluently. If you studied in a Hindi medium school, don't feel that you can't speak English fluently. You were educated in your mother tongue, therefore your thought process is better. You learned English as a subject, not as a language. For learning any language, 4 skills are to be mastered: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. You already have 3 skills. You can understand what you listen. You can read and understand it, and you can write. Only problem is speaking, as you never tried to speak in English. So you don't have knowledge challenge. Knowledge is with you. You have only attitude challenge and skill challenge. Today I'll explain how you can speak English fluently. First of all, I'll tell you the importance of English in India. In India, English is very important for succeeding in life. But there are 2 opinions regarding it. One which supports it, and the other which criticize it. Those people who support English, they say that English is important for success in life. We can get knowledge through English, as most of the books on medicine, science and technology are in English. We can travel and communicate with other English speaking people. We can get better job opportunities in India and abroad. And we can spread our culture in other countries also. But those who criticize English, they say English is given undue importance in India. And those people who speak fluently, they are preferred to those who can't speak fluently. So this shows colonial hangover. The Britishers would be very happy to see this mindset of Indians. So out of 2 things, you can do any one. You may keep on criticizing, or you may start learning English. But I think second choice is better, because it has been rightly said, what cannot be cured must be endured. Now question is how to learn English speaking. First of all, look at English only as a language, not more than language. Otherwise, it will become a challenge. Learn it as you learned your mother tongue. You heard and started copying. You did not learn any grammar. You learned your mother tongue before going to school. Then how you learned? The reason is that you did not have ego and you did not feel ashamed of making a mistake. But now at this stage, we develop ego and are ashamed of making a mistake. Now for learning English, we need 3 things. Learn not only English, learning anything. 3 things are required. First, attitude. Second, knowledge. And third, skill. We call it AKS. But we may call it ASK. ASK. Attitude, skill, knowledge. Easy to remember, because ask word you can easily remember. Now, what are these 3 words? Attitude. Attitude means having right attitude to learn. Second, knowledge. Knowledge means knowing or having right information. Third, skill. Skill means doing things, bringing automaticity. Automaticity means that you do some action without conscious thought, making it automatic, that you are doing it automatically without making effort, or creating a reflex in mind and body, that when you start doing it, there's a reflex and you start speaking that way. So as long as you know, you have knowledge, but it will turn into skill only when you do it practically. For example, you have read many books about speaking, but as long as you don't speak, you can't be fluent in speaking. Same way, just as I can say swimming. You can read hundreds of books about it, but till you go to the pool and swim there. You can't learn swimming. Now, what you have to do for this? Fix the time limit. Means you have to decide that next so many days, you can say for example, next 100 days, you will speak only in English. In the beginning, you will face problems, but afterwards, you will have no problem. Remember, cost of success is failure. If you cannot fail, you cannot succeed. So in the beginning, if people laugh at you, don't feel ashamed. Make your skin thick. And I'll rather say that you should follow the mantra, so what? If anybody laughs, say, so what? If anybody says, you speak so wrong, you make so many mistakes, simply say, so what? So if you follow that attitude, you will learn speaking. Don't feel ashamed. I told you earlier also that main problem is that we feel ashamed of making any mistake in speaking English. If you make a mistake, don't feel ashamed, because remember, English is not our mother tongue. So here mistakes can happen. If you don't feel ashamed of making mistake in speaking Hindi, then why do you feel ashamed in making a mistake speaking in English? Tell your friends that they will get many chances to laugh at you, but at the same time ask them to tell your mistakes and tell the corrections also. Main thing is that you have to pick up correct sentences to use. Start learning 10 sentences. Up to now, in your school, you have been learning words. You have been learning rules of grammar. I don't say grammar is not important. That is important. But if you have to be fluent, stop learning words. Start learning sentences. Now here I give you one comparison. That you should become a driver of English language, not mechanic of the language. Now what's the difference? A driver knows how to drive a car better than mechanic. Mechanic knows every part, every nut and bolt of the car. In the same way, you need not know every part of the language. You need not know every rules. You simply have to learn sentences and you have to speak. And once you become habitual of speaking those sentences, naturally you will become fluent. In 4 weeks, you can speak well. Now, question is from where to pick up sentences? I told you, you start learning sentences, but you have to get those sentences from somewhere. Some of your friends will be very fluent. So when you listen to them, listen carefully what sentences they are using, in what situation. So you may get sentences from your friends, those who are fluent, from your teachers when they are speaking in the class. Listen attentively, and afterwards you may note down the sentences used by your friends or teachers. You can watch some interview program, and there you can learn what the interviewers speak. And news anchors. If you listen to the news in English, you can learn sentences, how to make sentences. Note them down in a diary from wherever, whether from your friends or teachers, interviewers or news anchors. You should note down those sentences in a diary. Then listen to All India news daily. First in Hindi and then in English. Why I told you in Hindi? Because you will understand. And then when you listen in English, you will not have to make efforts to understand. So daily you should listen to the news on All India news. It may be on TV or it may be on radio also. Then 2 benefits will be there. First, you will learn correct pronunciation, because those news readers have very good pronunciation, and you will get knowledge of current affairs. Now, how it will help you? Now, if you have knowledge of current affairs, you may participate in any discussion or conversation about politics. How? Suppose some people are talking about politics, but you don't have knowledge of current affairs. So simply you will say, I'm not interested in politics. Same way about sports. If you don't have knowledge of sports also, you will say, it's not my cup of tea. share market. There may be discussion about share market. So if you are aware of current affairs, you can participate in that also. Or entertainment about films or serials. And that way, having knowledge of current affairs, taking part in discussion, you will improve your fluency. And remember that more knowledge you should have, because sign of knowledge is knowing your ignorance. If you start thinking, I have much knowledge, I don't need any more, so that means you are not having knowledge. Sign of knowledge is knowing your ignorance. You should know where you need knowledge, and that knowledge will help you to participate in any discussion. Then learn situational sentences and phrases. Situational. In which situation, which sentences you should speak. On Friday, you may listen on TV or read in newspaper review on films. You will come to know how to describe a film. Suppose you have to describe a film, how you will describe? Listening that review, you will get situational sentences or appreciate. If you listen to the people who are giving review, you will come to know how to appreciate. Then you can appreciate other things also. Also note down sentences and phrases regarding how to start speaking on the stage. There also some typical sentences are there which you can note down in your diary. How you can congratulate someone or how you can condole with someone. So this way, whether it's an occasion of happiness or sadness, you will learn situational sentences. Now, you might have learned from somewhere that whenever we begin a story, we begin with once upon a time. You at once remember. When you start telling a story, remember, I have to start with this phrase. Same way, yours faithfully is written only in application, nowhere else. Now, question is, you have written sentences also. Then how to practice? Daily go through 5 sentences in the morning. Go through means read. 5 sentences you read daily in the morning. Then close your eyes and think where to use them. Then you have decided where to use those 5 sentences. Then after that you can have practice. Where? With your friends. 4 times in a day. You are living in a hostel. You go for breakfast. When breakfast is ordered, and till it comes, time is there. In the meantime, you can speak those sentences with your friends and he will be helping you. He will be happy that you are trusting him. And that way he will tell you what else you can add. Same way before lunch also, same way you can practice. And before dinner also. And then before going to bed, you sit on your bed and just think about those 5 sentences, where you used them and where else you can use. Same way, if you are going by bus or you are going to a picnic, you can play a game also with your friends about different situations. You can ask your friend that, yes, give me some topic. Whatever you are looking there, it may be trees, it may be road, it may be traffic, about any, or some movie which you watched. They can give you this topic and you can speak. So that way you will be having practice. And then weekly on Sunday, you should practice all the sentences. You should revise them. So those sentences will be fixed in your mind and then you can use them in the correct situation. Now be comfortable with you in your expressions. Main thing is this, you have learned sentences also, but if you are not comfortable in your expressions, then the purpose will not be solved. Main thing is that you are able to convey your ideas. In the beginning, you will be learning how to convey your ideas. Then improvement will be lifelong. You will be learning. You will come to know some mistake was made in pronunciation or any other grammatical mistake. You can correct them throughout your life. But first thing is that you have to take away your inferiority complex, because that's the main weakness, that when you see your friends speaking fluent English, you develop inferiority complex. That you have to leave. And then only you can be comfortable in your expressions. Then Don't try to impress others. I have seen this thing also, that some students who are able to speak fluently, they don't try to speak, they try to impress others. They'll be speaking high sounding words which others can't understand, and then they will boast that I use such words that nobody could understand. Same way, sometimes they try to speak very fast that others don't understand. You should not make such mistake. Use simple words, use in clear and simple terms that everybody can understand. And when you are speaking in a group, speak slowly so that everybody gets your idea. So your purpose should not be to impress others. Your purpose should be that whatever you are speaking, that all others are understanding. Don't get trapped in complex. Now, what is this complex? Generally, I have seen that those students who are fluent, they start developing superiority complex. They think we are better. Nobody can speak like me. So, once you have started speaking fluently, never get trapped in that complex, superiority complex, and never disrespect those who are not fluent speakers. You should be same. Your behavior should be same with all. Next, conscious change of mindset. Now, mindset, that is very important. In the beginning, I have seen that students study only when teachers force them or they supervise them. When their parents force them to study, they study. They don't know why they are studying. That is employees' mindset, because employees work only when the employer is supervising them or somebody is there over their head to supervise. So that mindset should be changed consciously. It should change to employer's mindset, where you know why you are doing, why you are studying, why you are working. It refers to maturity, which means knowing why you are studying or working. So this thing is also essential. While you start speaking fluently, your mindset should be of an employer. I don't say that you should become employer. I say that mindset should be employers. And then you will be professional. And professional is one who can work unsupervised. Then you need not anybody to supervise you. You will be doing yourself, whether it's study or any other work where you are working. You will be doing yourself. You know why you are doing it. So I have told you certain ways by which you can improve your fluency. First of all, you have to leave your inferiority complex. You have to start speaking, and you have to fix a time that for next 100 days I am not going to speak in any other language. I will be speaking only in English. Then don't feel ashamed if you make mistake, and you will find, you will pick up sentences. Those sentences will be in your mind. You will use them wherever they are needed. So in 4 weeks, you will learn to speak well, and in 100 days, you will start speaking fluently. Now in my next video, I'll be explaining how you can improve your structure by explaining preposition. Thank you.